Hi guys, I wanted to take a minute to make a video to show you how easy it is to put these nails on, because I recognize that I could just share somebody else's video with you, but I don't want it to seem like any kind of gimmick or trick, and I'm being very honest with you all when I say that I use these and I love them and they really do last a long time and they really are really easy to apply. So I'm just going to do a really quick tutorial on how to put them on. I'll possibly do all my hands or all my fingers. We'll see. I might just do a couple because my dog is being a little bit, here she is, a little bit needy right now, so who knows how she'll be. I've already filed my nails and buffed them a little bit. You don't necessarily have to buff them, but you can. I've never actually tried it before, so I'm curious if it helps make them last longer or stick better or anything, even though they honestly have worked out really well, even without me doing that. The next thing you're going to want to do is make sure you get an alcohol wipe, and there's actually one in the packages as well, but I just have this one handy, so I'm going to use this. And you want to make sure you wipe all of your nail, like really carefully. Get in the grooves, get the whole thing, because your fingernail needs to be really clean for these to stick. If you have oily hands or you have lotion on or anything like that, it's going to be really tough, and that's actually one of the biggest problems that I have seen happen. People who have not wiped their fingernails off, or just have oily skin in general and haven't taken the time to wash their hands, these just don't stick as well. So it takes a minute to just quickly wipe your nails off, and like I said, make sure you're doing it carefully to ensure that these are going to stick really well. I do like, even though I have to take this extra step, which I don't normally have to do with nail polish, I do like that in general these still are way faster, and I don't have to wait forever for them to dry. I don't know about all of you, but that's my least favorite part with regular nail polish, is waiting for it to dry. I cannot sit still to save my life. I try really hard, but usually as soon as I try to sit down and relax or do my nails or do anything like that, something comes up that I have to go take care of, or my dog does something silly, or I'll need to go to the bathroom, or I want to take a walk, or whatever. You've all been there. You all live life and know that things happen. And so then my nails are still wet, whether I think they're dry or not with regular nail polish, and something will happen, that they'll get a smudge or like a stupid line in them or something from something that I've touched. That doesn't happen with Color Street. If I'm halfway through my nails and I need to get up and do something, it's fine, as long as I'm not like soaking my hands in water or rubbing lotion all over them or something, because you do have to wait typically about 30 minutes to make sure that they're fully cured before you're getting your hands really wet or putting lotion on. And that's just to make sure they stick. Okay, I think I've wiped off all my fingers pretty good. So, it's sticking to me. So I'm doing a vendor show tonight, and it's at a yoga studio, and I thought it'd be really cool to use these these nails. So this is Drop and Give Me Zen. And it's a really pretty set. I don't know if you can tell from my camera, but they're actually kind of glittery and metallic. So I'm excited to see what these look like on. And I have an accent nail of, my camera's over there, of Pacific Waters, because the colors are really similar. And I thought it'd be nice. I've never done, that's a lie, I've done a small mixed mani, but I don't do it typically. So I'm excited to try something a little bit new. So when you get your package and you open it up, I'll show you what's in here too, in case you're curious. Let me get it all out of there. So in this little packet, they're going to give you your 16 double-ended strips. There's one full set here, and then there's one underneath, so there's two in there. And you'll see when I open this up. You'll get a little double-sided nail file. Sometimes they have fun little pictures on the back. You really never know what kind you're going to end up with. That one's pretty fun. And they'll actually give you an alcohol wipe, like I said. Just one, though, so for your second application, because you're not going to use 16 of these with 10 fingers, you're going to need an extra one. So they just give you one for the first one. But alcohol wipes are pretty easy to come by. And then you don't need any fun tools or anything crazy. You'll just open up the package, a pair of scissors. And here's where I'll show you that there's more in here. So it comes with two sets in there, so that's what makes it 16. And what you're going to want to do is figure out which ones are the best size for your nail. So I typically know which ones I use because I use the same ones all the time, but you can line them up on your nail and make sure it's going to fit. And then I like to kind of tear them apart and make sure, you know, whatever finger I picked, wherever it's gonna go, I have them in order. So I'll do my thumb, that one. That one looks better for there. I want to use this as an accent, so I'm going to open this one up as well. And these are just a little sample pack. So when you get those, you just get the 2, but they're good for, you know, potentially 4 nails or some nail art designs or that kind of thing. And that one's going to go there. Save that extra one. And then for my pinky, probably that one. If they're a little bit too big or too small, the good news is you can adjust them while you're working. Okay, so like I said, I like to lay mine all out in order so that I have them. So I have my 5 little nails and I'm ready to go. Then make a little space and get rid of some of this trash out of your view because it's probably not super nice to look at. So then you're always going to want to start with your pinky end first. So you're going to start here and work across to your thumbs. And that's because you can, you know, use your thumbs to help either cut the nail polish or anything like that. It's just easier to work that direction. So you'll take the one that you picked for your pinky, and it's kind of triple layered here. So you're going to peel off this clear top piece and discard that. And then there's a silver tab on here that kind of just helps you separate the nail from the back. So then you kind of can peel that up and gently pull. I like to pull it about halfway and then bend this like that. And gently, because I have ripped them before, if you're just like ripping them off like the Hulk, gently pull that silver tab off. It is perforated. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that with my camera, but it is perforated in a semicircle, so it'll fit your nail. So it should rip pretty easily, but just don't, like I said, don't tear it like the Hulk. And that part gets discarded as well. And then there's a lot of different ways that people apply these. What I like to do is leave it, like I said, peeled halfway, and then kind of just line it up. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this super well, but it gets the point across. And then kind of just line it up with your nail. And I like to stick just the middle like this until I know that I have it kind of right. I'm sorry that my camera doesn't adjust super quickly. So I kind of like to stick just the middle and make sure that it's kind of where it needs to be and that it's going to fit before I squish the whole thing down. And then once I know it's going to fit, I kind of start wrapping around my nail and pressing down. Now, if you have one that's slightly too big for your nail, which it looks like I might have, it's no big deal. You can, I just use my fingernails. You can very gently kind of where your skin and your nail meet, press down really hard, and it'll also cut the strip right where it is. So I'm going to push down right there, make sure I get it all the way into the crevice of my nail. And then I like to make sure that I've pushed down really, really good on this strip, just to make sure that it's going to stick. And then what I like to do at this stage is kind of cut it a little bit beyond where my nail is. So then I have this half for my other hand, and I'm just going to set that aside for a moment. So it looks like this right now. And then you're going to just kind of work your way up your nail, smoothing that polish and kind of wrapping it around all the edges like this. And then I like to press down and get the tip of my nail kind of wrapped in there as well, like that. And so I'm just kind of doing this and pressing it really hard and making sure I'm wrapping that tip of my nail. And then once I feel like it's stuck really good and it's in the place that I want it to be and everything's good, I'm gonna make sure I press down really hard. And then you can either use your fingernail or a nail file to get that edge off. I like to kind of poke my thumbnail under the nail I'm working with to cut some of that extra off, and then kind of gently pull it away. Get rid of those little bits. Again, always making sure you're pushing really hard. And I will wrap the tips of my nails. I'll show you what I mean once I get it actually in there. Kind of like that. I will wrap the end underneath, and I know it doesn't look super pretty right now, but just so that it cures fully to my nail. And then in 5 or 10 minutes after it's partially cured and partially finished, I will take a nail file and file that little bit off. But you can also do that while you're working. So I'll show you how to do that too while we're at this step. So did not think to open this beforehand, but little mini nail file. If you file these, what you're gonna wanna do, or when you file these, file downwards and kind of gently so that you're not, Ellie, please leave that stuff alone. Leave it, leave it. At least I don't have to get nail polish on her. You're gonna file downwards. So very gently file downwards like this. And you don't have to push very hard or anything like that, because all you're trying to do is kind of finish cutting that nail polish. And then you can kind of pull that extra out of there. And that's it. And then it's on, it's done. Now, like I said, you're gonna wanna not use lotions or wash your hands super heavily for about 30 minutes until that's fully cured. But now, like, I can touch it, it's not smudging, I can like poke my finger on stuff and it doesn't get messed up. I got a hair on it, that's why I was doing that. And it looks great. So like if my dog goes and gets into something, I can run over and pick her up without worrying about messing up my nails, getting nail polish on her, anything like that. And obviously if I wasn't talking through all of this, I'd have way more than just one nail done. I'm gonna do a couple more, but I don't wanna make this video incredibly long. So I might not do my full hand right this moment, but I'll do a couple more just to keep showing you what I mean as far as how easy this is. So now I have this half strip that I was working with on my other hand. Now, you're going to want to try to touch these as little as possible because, again, the oils in your fingers and that kind of stuff will impact the way it's sticking. But so I like to kind of gently pull it all the way off and then very gently touch just the end that's probably not going to be stuck to my nail. It's going to be the extra. And I'm not as coordinated in this direction because I'm right-handed. So you kind of just line it up again, gently stick it, touching that underside as minimally as possible. And again, I always like to stick that middle before I stick anything else. I know that's kind of blurry, but so like that, so that I can make sure I've lined it up fully, that everything's straight. And if I need to, I can kind of peel it up and move it a tiny bit. And then you start smoothing it back on, down onto your nail, just like we did on the other side. Pressing really hard, getting down into that crease, making sure you're sticking the edges really good. You can use your nail to trim, your thumbnail to trim off any extra if it's slightly too big. And then I like to push down really hard before I do that end. So right now it looks like I have a super long, weirdly shaped nail, but it's just extra polish. Push really hard, get it all in there. And then again, I like to kind of wrap the tip like this. And I make sure before I cut anything or do anything crazy that it's stuck pretty good like that. And then I go in there with my thumb to break the extra off. And then if you're really careful and creative and all of that good stuff, you could probably even, depending on how long your nails are, you'll have this little tiny bit of extra from the middle. And I've seen people do some really cool nail art things, and I have a hunch that if you were really careful and creative, you could use that little end as an accent or something crazy. But I'm just gonna discard it because I don't need it right now. So yeah, and then I have my other nail done, like that. Very easy. I always like to press and smooth and carefully make sure everything is on there. And actually the way that one cut with my fingernail, I don't even actually need to file anything because I cut it close enough and carefully enough that, let me see if I can get my camera to focus, that it kind of just worked out and it's on there and it looks good. Like so. And like I said, then you're gonna just keep working down your hands. So I started with my pinkies and I'm gonna work towards my thumbs. And you would just do the same thing. So this is the Pacific Waters accent nail that I wanted to use. Peel the clear part, set it aside. Sometimes they get a little clingy and like to stick, kind of like food film. Again, you're gonna gently pull up this little silver tab, separate it from the back. I fold mine about halfway. Sorry, I was looking at my dog because she's being a little running around a lot right now. And then you're gonna gently pull that off like that. Discard that piece. This this is what we have at the moment. And then again, just lining it up with your nail. And I always stick just the middles until I know that it's in the right place and straight, and I made it a little crooked so I can peel it back up, stick it again, and make sure it's on there and it's good. That one's going to be really pretty. I'm excited about that. So then just, again, you're pushing down all over the nail, getting it down into the crevices, pressing down pretty firmly, making sure that it is on there, smoothing it, getting rid of any extra little bits. Oh boy, I'm telling you, my dog gets into stuff in 5 seconds. That's why I can never just do my nails and then wait for them to dry. So the joys of Color Street making that easier. So I'm going to finish this nail and then go take care of her rather than do this whole thing, because I have no idea why she's barking or what she's getting into. So then again, at this stage, I like to cut it like so, just beyond my nail, and then have that other half for the other side. Keep smoothing and rolling it around the tip, wrapping it around the tip. Sorry about my dog. She's cute, but she's a pain. And then again, just kind of cutting the extra, folding it under, making it look really nice, getting rid of those bits. And then either right now as you're doing them or after a little while, you can take your nail file gently downwards to get rid of anything extra. Like that. Get rid of that little piece. Sometimes you have to tear gently, so in case it's stuck in another spot, it doesn't rip at all. And then there's that one. So again, if I wasn't talking and I wasn't distracted by my dog, I could get these done much faster. But as you can see, they really don't take that long. There's not a whole lot of skill involved. I don't need any fancy tools. These are just my regular scissors, nail files that either come with the package, or these are ones that I send out in my samples, and an alcohol pad, whether it's the Color Street one that comes with it or just kind of a generic alcohol pad that you can find at the drugstore, Walmart, or Target, or whatever. And once these are done, again, I can touch them, I can go take care of my dog, not worry about smudging them and getting really upset later looking at my hands like, oh, I spent all that time on this beautiful nail polish manicure that I'm trying to do and it's smudged, so now I have to either live with it or start over. Not with Color Street. It's as soon as it's on there, it's good. So as long as I'm not soaking my hands in water for 20-30 minutes or excessively putting on lotion like around my fingers, it's good, it's ready, it's done. I would be more than willing to keep doing my nails, but as you can hear, she's still barking, so I'm going to end this video and go take care of her. But if you guys have any questions or concerns or anything at all that you want to ask me, let me know. I'd be more than willing to help out. I really find these nails to be a lot of fun and really pretty and really easy. And for someone like me who's not all that girly, I can have really pretty hands very easily without a whole lot of hassle, and I really love that. So let me know if you guys need anything. Don't forget to join my group on Facebook if you're not already. Elegant Nails VIP, and it's ELLIEGANT Nails VIP. In case you're wondering why it's named that, it's after my wonderful dog Ellie, who is kind of a bear once in a while, but I love her. So that's why it's called that. Or you can reach out to me directly. My name's Alicia. Just post a comment on this video or anything. And yeah, it's been great hanging out with you guys. I'm still getting used to doing videos, so I apologize that I maybe am a little long-winded or seeming nervous, but I'm confident that I will get better and I will keep having fun with you guys. So I better go and take care of her. But have a great day, guys, and let me know if you need anything.